Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of AndrewsFootball.com. This video is just basically some Chiefs talk and some preseason observations. Chiefs talk, Matt Moore was signed. Chad Henne went ahead, broke his ankle. He's out for the year. From what I've read is Matt Moore's not going to play Thursday in the final preseason game, but he is going to be the backup quarterback against Jacksonville. He's going to be the number 2 guy. They got him in. They got him learning the system. But he's not going to play in preseason, which is interesting. Kyle Shermer and Chase Litton is an excellent opportunity for both these guys. My personal opinion is that since Shermer has been getting, to go in first, he's going to be the guy to keep the Chiefs keep as number 3 guy. Chase Litton, who have an opportunity to extend his NFL career, but unfortunately, I'd be really surprised if it wasn't here in Kansas City. However, because he's been under an Andy Reid offense for 2 years, that will give him an opportunity and an experience to go somewhere else and have an opportunity to continue his NFL career. However, I'd be really hard pressed if he made the team. Nothing against the guy, because I know the Chiefs are really high on him, but Shermer looked really good in this last preseason game, so I have high hopes for him. In the past, what Andy Reid's done, and I'm talking in Philadelphia, is he's developed quarterbacks and then used them for draft picks once they're developed. So if Shermer continues to look good, and he looks good in practice, and he looks good in the 2020 preseason, is there a chance that a team could trade for him to be a backup quarterback? Absolutely. Or the Chiefs could groom him to eventually be a backup down the line. More than likely, I think that they're going to groom him for a trade pick. That's what he's done in the past, because Andy Reid's public. He wants a veteran backup quarterback, and that's the whole reason why you have Matt Moore. So I like that. Another thing was that Darwin Thompson, the rookie 6th-round draft pick, is not going to play at all in his final preseason game, but Carlos Hyde will play a lot. Now, I was really high on when the Chiefs got Carlos Hyde. I thought this was a good signing, and this is a big back with power, and I was a big fan of him at Ohio State. But in 2017, he was named to the NFL top 100 list by players. I actually think he was number 100, if I remember right. And I thought he would come in and be the best running back on the roster, but Thompson's looked really, really good. So I could see him playing. Now, people think that this is going to be a guy who's going to get 300 touches. No, he's not. More than likely, he'll probably get somewhere about 100 to 125 touches all year. They're not going to use him a lot, but he will get some touches. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be a running back by committee, but by letting a veteran like Carlos Hyde play a lot in the 4th preseason game, I'm not sure he's going to be a Chief, to be perfectly honest. Basically, the guys that play, for those of you who don't know, the 4th preseason game is the least important one. Basically, you want your backups in there. You're trying to figure out who's going to be the 52nd, 53rd player on this team. Does somebody stand out? It's usually not even a position battle. It's just a question of, do you want to keep an extra tight end versus an extra linebacker? Basically, you're looking at those positions. Which one's a better special teams fit? Is there a guy who just excels on special teams? A lot of times, what they'll do is showcase guys, but they're looking at the 52 and 53rd spot on the team from other teams. So it'll be interesting, but I will admit, I know that Andy Reid doesn't like playing rookies, but Thompson's been very impressive. So I was very surprised about this. So it looks like Hyde's going to be out. Thompson's going to be in on this Chiefs roster. So hopefully Carlos Hyde has a very good 4th preseason game. And if he doesn't stay here in Kansas City, hopefully he goes somewhere else and continues his NFL career. But the one thing about this preseason that I really, really like is that when you brought in Steve Spagnuolo, you're switching to a different type of defense. His defense is predicated around multiple defensive ends. So what do the Chiefs do? They get Frank Clark, they get Okafor, they get Agba, and then K-Pass and Speaks, at least in preseason, look like they're better fits being defensive ends than they are 3-4 outside linebackers. Of course, K-Pass, he's about 300 pounds. Speaks, last year I think he played around 280, 285, and there was a lot of joking around about him looking like he put on weight, but not in a good way. But I thought he looked pretty good in preseason. But the one thing I like is that when K-Pass and Speaks looking better as pure defensive ends, that's the number one thing that Steve Spagnuolo defense is about, is defensive ends. Now, Bob Sutton, who a lot of people in Kansas City crucified and blamed and hated, his defense was based around corners. And let's go back in history and let's take a look. In 2012, pre-Andy Reid, pre-Sutton, they had the 32nd ranked scoring offense and the 25th ranked scoring defense. They're a bad team, of course. And the first year Andy Reid's here, they have the 6th highest ranked scoring offense. So you go from 32 to 6, thanks to Andy Reid's excellent coaching. But the defense jumped from 25th to 5th. Now, in Bob Sutton's defense, the most important position is corners. You want big physical corners. Now, they had Brandon Flowers, who is not a big physical corner, but he is extremely physical, and he is capable of playing bump and run. That was kind of his specialty. But, Sutton liked the bigger corners, which Flowers, I think, was like 5'9", 5'10", but an excellent bump and run guy, excellent physicality. But in 2013, the Chiefs signed Sean Smith. They signed Donta Robinson. They signed Marcus Cooper. They signed Ron Parker. And some of you are going to say, Ron Parker played safety. They actually brought him in as a corner, and he played corner. They moved him safety, and he was a better safety. But they brought him in because he was a bigger guy, and they wanted him to play corner because that's what Bob Sutton wanted, was bigger physical corners. So Bob Sutton's first year, they go from 25th to 5th. 2014, the offense goes down to 16th, but the defense second in the league in scoring. 2015, third in the league in scoring. 2016, 7th in the league in scoring. Now, here's where things go downhill. In 2017, it goes to 15, and of course last year 24. But you got to remember, Sean Smith, those last couple of years, he was gone. They brought in Marcus Peters, a guy who has everything you want, but he's not a press guy. Where Flowers was shorter and smaller, but he was a press guy. Peters is an off-ball corner. See, the thing is about the Kansas City Chiefs is that I felt that they didn't give Sutton the players that he needed for his defense to work. So he kind of had to ad-lib, do a lot more zone, which really isn't his thing. But he had to make do with what he had. And so the defense suffered. Now, am I telling you Sutton shouldn't have been fired? No, he should have been fired. You had to make a change. But when you gave him the players he needed, the defense was successful. So you have Steve Spagnuolo. What's the number one thing he needs for his defense to be successful? Defensive ends. So what do? Clark, Okafor, Agba. K-Pass and Speaks look better in this defense than they did in last year's defense. So what does this mean? Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. Get ready, Kansas City, because this is a Super Bowl year. I have been waiting a very, very long time. But bottom line, is this defense going to be the 5th ranked defense in the NFL? Absolutely not. But it's their 15th. If this defense is the 15th ranked scoring defense, we may go undefeated. The offense is that good. The offense is that good. I think this defense will be somewhere in the low teens, 18, 19. But the one thing I will say is that the defensive ends look good. We are going to get a lot of sacks this year. The defensive line solid. The holes that we have in the linebacker position, the holes that we have in the secondary, it's not really going to matter because we're not trying to be the 85 Bears. We're just trying to get sacks and turnovers to give which was last year the 3rd highest scoring offense of all time, an opportunity to just score 30 points a game, which is conceivable, very conceivable. Basically, this defense is designed, hey, just keep you around 24. Because 38-24 is always going to be a win. So I'm very excited about this, and you should be too. So listen, if you're a subscriber to Andrews Football, you already know you're one of the greatest people on planet Earth. All your wildest dreams are going to come true. There's some playlists over here, and see this button right down here? See it? Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Saturday, I might actually do a Friday video instead. I'll break down the preseason game. And I'll have a video either Friday or Saturday. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I have a video coming soon, so stay tuned.